Hi guys, I just realized I was muted that entire time. Not only was I having technical issues with everything else, but I've been muted for quite some time. So today is the 22nd of August. Nice to have you with us. Hi, hello, Kwansky, and everybody else who's joining in to take a look at the crypto news today. I had some technical difficulties for the last 12 minutes setting up for this show. I got YouTube working, but I had problems with Binance Live. For some reason, they added a change to... It doesn't matter. I got it fixed. It's working. All right, let's go through this. Yesterday, I said we were talking about Oman yesterday at the end. Today, we're going to start out with Kenya. So we're talking about some countries we don't usually cover every day, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. And there's something really weird about this article. It's written from right to left, as far as punctuation. What in the world is going on? Okay. Kenya's legislative bodies have established a 15-member committee from various sectors to investigate WorldCoin's operations within 42 days. WorldCoin began its Kenyan operations on July 24th by setting up orbs in Nairobi that exchanged cryptocurrency for iris scans from locals. Kenyan authorities suspended WorldCoin due to concerns about its functioning, especially regarding data security and privacy. Yeah, we have no idea what WorldCoin's actually going to do with people's information, iris information, and just identity information in general over time. So that's freaking out a few governments and quite a few people and observers. We'll figure it out. Bitcoin miners find new career fields. JP Morgan report. What? A report by JP Morgan points to a new economy for crypto miners and blockchain firms as Bitcoin tanks. Crypto miners are moving to other business ventures, including offering high-powered tech services to AI companies to improve earnings. Also, these miners have made a geographical shift into Russia. Several mining firms have changed their names to reflect the growing diversification trend. Do we have examples? According to CoinGecko, today's global crypto market cap sits at $1.09 trillion. The industry is down 0.86% in the last 24 hours and 1.85% since 1 year ago. As of today, the market cap of BTC is at $505 billion, representing a BTC dominance of 46.42%. The Bitcoin crash has led miners out of the industry, and not many are looking toward the BTC halving in April 2024. According to the JP Morgan report, miners selling coins in recent quarters have partially covered the cost of the additional investments. Some Bitcoin mining companies have rebranded to reflect the diversification, such as Hive Blockchain Technologies, HIVE, Hive, becoming Hive Digital Technologies, instead of blockchain technologies, and Riot Blockchain becoming Riot Platforms. It's not just miners of the world's largest crypto that are looking for new revenue streams. Former Ether miners have shown an inclination to offer HPC services, the bank reported, noting that since the Ethereum blockchain merge, moving to proof of stake instead of proof of work, there has been a large supply of graphics processing units on the secondary market because GPUs used for Ether mining lost their utility, quote unquote. Interesting. Hi, Louis Figo and anonymous user 644-9D. So after defying the odds and solving block 803,821, a very fortunate Bitcoin miner has just won the full 6.25 Bitcoin reward. The miner identified as, I'm not going to read his whole thing out, earned approximately $160,000 in fiat currency at current prices, less than a 2% mining pool fee. Wow. According to reports, the miner operated with approximately 1 pH per second, or petahash per second, of hashing power, which is considerably less than the hashing power of the largest industrial-scale Bitcoin mining pools. While the majority of miners have computing power capacities in the exahash per second range, for example, Foundry, the largest Bitcoin mining pool, presently boasts up to 126.64 exahashes per second. An individual miner with fewer than a few petahash is at a severe disadvantage. According to the report, at the present Bitcoin mining difficulty, which is close to a record 52.39 trillion, a miner of this size would only solve a block solo on average once every 7 years. Note that the lucky miner could have employed approximately 10 Antminer $17 Bitcoin S17 BTC mining machines. Okay, I'll say that again. Antminer S17 BTC mining machines in order to solve the mathematical problem and earn the reward. At the core of the Bitcoin network is the mining process, a crucial mechanism that verifies transactions, secures the network, and introduces new Bitcoin into circulation. It is a computational endeavor that employs the strength of high-performance computers to solve intricate mathematical puzzles. Miners compete to solve these puzzles, with the victor having the opportunity to add a new transaction block to the blockchain. Despite the odds, it is still possible for a solo Bitcoin miner to generate a valid hash on occasion. It's a question of luck now. That's not great. Binance troubles in Europe deepen with withdrawal problems. Oh my gosh, he looks so depressed. In a since-deleted customer service message on X, Binance admits to having failed withdrawals in Europe caused by temporarily suspended euro transactions through SEPA, which is the European Euro bank transfer mechanism. Binance rectifies the post on X as an error, and that SEPA deposit and withdrawal service will continue until September 25th as originally communicated. Checkout.com terminates contract with Binance, citing anti-money laundering troubles. Binance is considering filing a lawsuit, saying Checkout.com's claims are inflated and inaccurate. Yikes. I wonder... yeah, that would be for defamation, wouldn't it? Goldman Sachs considers advisor sale as strategy. Goldman Sachs contemplates selling its 4-year-old investment advisory business. The bank's shifts suggests refocusing on core strengths amid a changing financial landscape. Recent decisions underscore challenges faced during David Solomon's leadership tenure. So are they diversifying their portfolio or changing course? It all started with United Capital, a relatively modest player hailing from California, who was acquired by Goldman Sachs in a hefty $750 million deal back in 2019. Goldman's acquisition strategy at the time seemed clear: make finance more accessible to the masses, move away from their standard clientele, and tap into the vast sea of everyday investors. For an institution historically catering to the ultra-affluent, individuals whose bank accounts ran deep into tens of millions, this seemed like a bold new frontier. Yet now, as the winds change, it appears that this ambitious endeavor might have been more of a misstep than a masterstroke. And let's not forget, this isn't the bank's first backtrack dance. They've already hung the for sale sign on their online lending enterprise, GreenSky, another acquisition made under the leadership of CEO David Solomon. One can't help but wonder, is Goldman losing its Midas touch or simply recalibrating its compass? It's been a rough ride for David Solomon, almost half a decade at the helm, and the waters haven't been particularly kind. The forays into mass market banking haven't exactly been a smooth sail, with losses mounting and putting the CEO under the spotlight. It's no surprise then that alongside the potential sale of the advisory business, the bank also hinted at scaling back its Marcus Online retail banking endeavor. Yet even in the face of these challenges, Goldman hasn't thrown the towel in on its growth ambitions. In fact, they're doubling down on asset and wealth management sectors, which, let's be real, is more their style. Yeah, true. With a whopping $1 trillion in assets under its vigilant supervision, which includes their private wealth enterprise and the ACO money management platform, the bank's prowess in this arena remains undisputed. After all, United Capital was managing a mere $25 billion when Goldman brought it into its fold. That's a big difference. Phishing alert. Terra's website compromised. Developers issue immediate warnings. That's not good. Scams on the rise. Terra's official website was hijacked on August the 20th, so 2 days ago, 2023, and replaced by a phishing site. Users were warned to avoid the domain as the malicious site sought to deceive them into revealing key phrases. The incident underscores the growing threat of cybercrime in cryptocurrency and the need for strong security measures. Terra's official website was suddenly compromised on August the 20th and replaced by phishing sites. Here's the tweet, or X, or whatever we call it now. Attention Terra users, to avoid potential phishing scams, please continue to avoid interacting with sites with the terra.money domain until we post another update confirming full access. Official channels provided guidance amid uncertainty, and they continue to do so. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully they get their website back soon. Hopefully soon. There goes China's hope for economic growth. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but China's future economic growth has taken a questionable turn. Contrary to market expectations, the nation has only partially trimmed its benchmark lending rate. We talked about this yesterday. We were saying that China's going to have to lower its lending rate so that more people can afford to buy things and push for consumption in order to grow the economy. As the world observes, it becomes apparent that the Asian powerhouse is battling an array of challenges, from a languishing property sector to a slackening currency. When China made a mere 10 basis point cut to its one-year loan prime rate, LPR, bringing it to 3.45%, eyebrows were raised. The twist in the story, the 5-year rate, with significant ties to mortgage lending, remains untouched at 4.2%. Forecasts had painted a different picture. Economists, in a seemingly unanimous voice, had projected substantial cuts to both rates. Goldman Sachs chief China economist Hui Xuan echoed the sentiment of many. The decision was unexpected and, in many ways, enigmatic. Yet the repercussions of this decision were felt immediately. China's renminbi took a hit, sliding close to last year's lows. As if to further compound matters, Chinese stock markets too registered the tremors. By the way, I said this last time, renminbi is the Chinese word for the Chinese yuan, like their currency. Hi, Saka17, nice to have you with us. As to further compound matters, Chinese stock markets too registered the tremors. The Hang Seng China Enterprises Index receded, despite recently announced reforms aiming to uplift investor confidence. Similarly, China's benchmark CSI 300 index saw a decline. So it's a pressure cooker situation in Beijing, lots of problems, and seemingly no solutions right now. It's crucial to note the grim statistic that truly encapsulates China's economic plight, a mere 0.8% growth in the second quarter of 2023 compared to its preceding trimester. And yeah, I don't foresee anything good for China for a while. From the trends I'm seeing, it doesn't look good. Why PayPal's stablecoin is about to become a big deal. You mean it's not already a big deal? We keep making a bigger deal out of it every day, it seems. When PayPal recently unveiled its newest crypto brainchild, PayPal USD, the financial world took a collective breath. While memories of Facebook's ill-fated Libra still hang heavy in the air, that's why. There's something distinctly different this time. This isn't just another stablecoin announcement, this is a seismic shift, and here's why. Facebook's Libra stumbled largely because the world wasn't ready for it. Policymakers blinked in surprise, unsure how to regulate this audacious attempt at creating a global currency. The concern wasn't entirely unfounded. Facebook, with its vast global reach and its myriad of controversies ranging from privacy breaches to election meddling, was seen as a wildcat. Could we really trust such an entity with our money? Or anything else for that matter. Enter PayPal, a company that's been in the financial game long enough to have built a decent rapport in Washington. Unlike Facebook's, shall we say, turbulent relationship with the powers that be, PayPal has played the long game. Their lobbying efforts on cryptocurrencies have spanned years, and their consistent presence in Washington has garnered them a level of respect Facebook just couldn't command. It's this very credibility that provides PayPal with the leverage to navigate the treacherous waters of crypto regulation. The evolution of stablecoin perception. The world in 2023 is far different from 2019. Today's stablecoins aren't the mysterious, threatening specters that they were perceived as a few years ago. Credit where it's due, the crypto industry has made a concerted effort to educate, lobby, and communicate the potential of stablecoins. We've seen Congress, the Federal Reserve, and even the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission evolve in their understanding of this digital financial tool. There's also something to be said about PayPal's approach. While Facebook looked overseas, basing Libra in Switzerland, PayPal has firmly rooted its stablecoin initiative on American soil, which makes it look a lot more legit, to be honest, rather than trying to play the world system. It's less about revolutionizing global finance and more about enhancing the current system. It's as if they've studied the playbook, learned from Libra's mistakes, and tailored their strategy accordingly. Make no mistake, PayPal's move is not without its risks. Critiques have emerged. Some raise eyebrows at the idea of launching a stablecoin without a solid federal oversight mechanism. But the overall tone this time around is decidedly more tempered. The reactions range from muted to cautiously optimistic, with the emphasis on cautiously. Now, whether PayPal's foray into the world of stablecoin is driven by a genuine desire to innovate in payment systems or a calculated business move is up for debate. Either way, it's evident they've done their homework. They've partnered with trusted entities and ensured oversight by established financial departments. It could go well. Who knows? Hi, Smur. Nice to have you with us. US, South Korea, and Japan gang up on China. That's one way to look at it. A display of strength and unity and alignment was evident at Camp David as the U.S. President Joe Biden convened with Asian allies, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The key aim to mount a formidable front against China's increasing dominance in the South China Sea and nuclear intimidations from North Korea. The outcome of the summit was the three nations pledging to bolster their military and economic collaborations. This includes annual military drills, the establishment of a real-time communication channel concerning North Korean missile activities, and routinely holding these three-party discussions. While such profound political resolutions might not seal an official three-country alliance, the implications are clear. Both South Korea and Japan are stepping out of their historical shadows, marked by Japan's oppressive colonization of Korea, to face contemporary geopolitical challenges. Yeah, there were a lot of distrust, a lot of pain from the Korean side due to Japan's very violent empire growth into Korea. Let's put it that way. Japan has changed a lot since 1945, and so has South Korea. South Korea was completely non-industrial, pretty much, until, the 70s? And then it just took off, following kind of Japan's system, actually. Now South Korea and Japan are some of the most high-tech places on Earth, and they have a very high IQ population. Is actually amazing. So seeing them work together on anything and putting their past behind them, moving on from that, maybe not forgiveness, but at least seeing a way to work together and move on to defend themselves from what they see as a threat to both of them, which is North Korea and China, basically, is interesting. The symbolic meeting is a testament to the shared understanding of threats from nations like China and North Korea in even post-Ukraine invasion Russia. The amplified condemnation of China's, because they also see Russia as a potential threat, because Japan wants the Kuril Islands, Russia wants the Kuril Islands. South Korea is at odds with North Korea. North Korea is friendly with only Russia and China and the entire world, so that makes it kind of they're like three countries on each side kind of thing. Which reminds me of the Triple Entente and the Axis powers of World War One. That's not a good comparison to have. All right, moving on. So Beijing's stance on these amplified trilateral ties is underpinned by caution and skepticism. China perceives the strengthening bond between the U.S., South Korea, and Japan as an attempt by Washington to diplomatically corner and militarily encircle them. This is exactly what we see from Russia about NATO all the time. They're trying to encircle us. It's a delicate dance, with the trio striving not to provoke the dragon, yet the dragon views their very alliance as provocation. China's spokesperson in the Washington embassy highlighted this sentiment by warning against the creation of exclusionary groupings in the Asia-Pacific region. He conveyed that such tactics won't gain traction and will only face resistance from regional nations. What does that even mean? So don't create groups that exclude others, because that will lead to resistance from regional nations, as if like the groups that are part of the exclusionary groupings are going to resist against being part of a special VIP group. That doesn't make sense. Anyhow, undoubtedly the decisions and postures emerging from this meeting weren't taken lightly. The US administration is making concerted efforts to cement the blossoming camaraderie between South Korea and Japan, ensuring its endurance through changing political landscapes. Given the unpredictability of electoral outcomes, such as the looming US 2024 presidential showdown, and impending legislative decisions in South Korea and Japan, the ongoing alliance's fate is yet to be cast in stone. Furthermore, it's pivotal to understand the undercurrents propelling this unity. Biden's Indo-Pacific coordinator, Kurt Campbell, like the soup company, applauded the stellar diplomacy spearheaded by leaders Yoon and Kishida, even as they occasionally went against their advisors' wisdom. Not a NATO replica. In addressing concerns and allegations raised by China, Biden's national security advisor Jake Sullivan clarified that their goal isn't to replicate a Pacific NATO. Neither have they set their sights on crafting a trilateral pact akin to what the U.S. shares with Tokyo and Seoul. This strategic ambiguity in the alliance's objectives lends it certain fluidity in navigating the turbulent geopolitical waters of the region. The Camp David summit, while marking a fresh epoch in trilateral relations, is just the tip of the iceberg. The maneuvers and decisions ensuing from this meeting will be closely watched by global players, notably China. Whether these collaborations stabilize the region or lead to further polarizations remains to be seen. The only certainty in this high-stakes geopolitical game, the US, South Korea, and Japan aren't backing down. Well, I mean, for 2 out of 3 of those countries, it's a question of life or death in the long term, so that makes sense. Today's crypto wrap-up. Key events that occurred. So this is from last night. Let's see what the key events were yesterday before we move on to news for today. Binance's zero troubles in legal battles. We've talked about that a little bit. Friend.tech, the meteoric rise and predicted fall. We talked about that yesterday, saying that there were some things that might not go well for them. Coinbase acquires stake in Circle, ushering in a new era for USDC stablecoin. Interesting. Coinbase has acquired an equity stake in Circle, aligning the two companies strategically and economically, with Circle taking full control over USDC issuance and governance. USDC, the second largest stablecoin, will launch on 6 new blockchains between September and October, expanding its reach to 15 blockchains in total. The agreement streamlines operations and enhances Circle's accountability as the USDC issuer, reflecting a broader trend in the crypto economy and setting the stage for the stablecoin's future growth and adoption. Let's see, do we even talk about which? That'd be a long list to talk about all 50. But the goal of doing that is to allow it to better serve businesses, applications, and developer communities worldwide. And some countries don't allow you to use some of USDC's competitors, but they allow you to use USDC, especially Canada. All right, which we talked about a few days ago. Thailand to seek a court-issued shutdown order against Facebook. Interesting. Thailand's Ministry of Digital Economy and Society has announced its intention to seek a court-issued shutdown order against the social media giant unless immediate measures are taken to curb crypto-related scams. The scammers also employed tactics such as using images of celebrities and renowned financial personalities to bolster their credibility and attract potential victims. Highlighting the modus operandi of such scams, MDES has cautioned the public to be wary of promises of exorbitant and guaranteed returns. As they should caution the public against that. That's usually a scam. That's a huge red flag. If anybody says you're going to make tons of money or you're going to double your money in like less than a year, anything like that is probably a scam. Thailand has taken a stern stance against Facebook's alleged negligence in addressing fraudulent investment and cryptocurrency scam advertisements on its platform. The Ministry of Digital Economy and Society has announced its intention to seek a court-issued shutdown order against the social media giant unless immediate measures are taken to curb these scams. According to MDES, over 200,000 individuals have fallen victim to deceptive Facebook advertisements promoting various crypto-related scams, including false investment opportunities and fictitious government agencies like the Securities and Exchange Commission. These scams exploited the popularity of cryptocurrencies and investment opportunities, luring unsuspecting users into schemes that promised unrealistically high returns, sometimes as much as 30% on a daily basis. That's insane. That's a third you make 30% every day. That's not possible. The scammers also employed tactics such as using images of celebrities and renowned financial personalities to bolster their credibility and attract potential victims. Okay, that's an old school attempt right there. MDS Minister Chewut Thanakamanusorn revealed that the ministry had engaged in discussions with Facebook's parent company Meta regarding the proliferation of these scams on the platform. A letter was dispatched to address the issue, but the ministry claims that Facebook's efforts to screen advertisers and filter out fraudulent content have fallen short of expectations. In light of this alleged failure, Thailand is meticulously collecting evidence of these fraudulent ads, which reportedly exceed 5,300 in number. That's a lot. Hi, Abmin87 and Lakshmi Manogar98. Nice to have you with us. And Binance user 950D6. All right. So SBF off-sell meetings and laptops allowed amid trial turmoil. Okay. The court order specifies that the meeting between SBF and his lawyers will take place in the Marshall cell block attorney room, allowing for face-to-face consultations, but the meetings are subject to limited hours, generally from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're going to be working round the clock between those hours because they have a lot of documents to go over. It's insane. The court's decision to allow off-cell meetings and digital devices is accompanied by a refusal to grant other requests made by his legal representatives. Yeah, some of that makes sense 'cause it's going to be a lot of work. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Friend.tech's innovative approach from shares to keys amidst SEC concerns. Friend.tech rebrands its shares to feature to keys to potentially sidestep regulatory concerns, emphasizing their use as an in-app item to access chat rooms. The platform's model, resembling the stock market, might attract SEC attention, especially if keys are traded on external platforms, blurring the lines between digital assets and traditional securities. There we go. So maybe the name change won't actually help them. We'll see. Japan's 10-year yield above 9-year high, prompting alarm at Bank of Japan. On Tuesday, Japan's 10-year government bond yield achieved its highest point over 9 years. The increase was driven by a growing agreement that the Federal Reserve would choose to keep interest rates elevated for a prolonged period, considering the strength of the U.S. economy. On Tuesday, Japan's 10-year government bond yield attained its highest level in more than 9 years. The move is significant to the central bank's recent market intervention in response to a comparable situation earlier this month. The 10-year yield of the Japanese government bond JGB climbed by 1 basis point, touching 0.660%, a value not witnessed since January 2014. This escalation followed the upward trend of U.S. yields, mirroring its movements. Interesting. The surge in yield led to speculation raising the possibility that the Bank of Japan could resort to emergency purchases, which might lead to a depreciation in the yen's value. Nonetheless, the central bank had not issued any official statement regarding implementing such a strategy. The increase in yield was a direct response to the overnight escalation in U.S. Treasury yields. Notably, this transition occurred organized and was not primarily driven by speculation, clarifying the Bank of Japan's choice to refrain from intervention. Naoya Hasegawa, a senior bond strategist at Okasan Securities, emphasized this, stating that the BOJ's lack of action was attributed to the well-structured nature of the yield movement. Okay. On August 23rd, the BOJ engaged in... No? 13th, I guess? I'm not sure. Or 3rd, maybe. The BOJ engaged in unscheduled bond purchasing when the 10-year yield had reached 0.655%. I'm going to send this to someone because that doesn't make sense. August... Sometimes I catch things in here I don't understand, so I send them to get checked. That's like we all work together, you know. Friend.tech's data breach, the controversy surrounding the decentralized network. Wait, what? They also had a data breach? Oh gosh. Friend.tech, a decentralized social network, faced significant backlash after a data breach exposed over 101,000 users, base wallet addresses, and Twitter identities. Despite its growing popularity, concerns arise about the platform's security measures and the broader implications of granting third-party platforms access to personal data. Yep, as always, that's always a risk. Hive Digital Technologies, bridging the gap between blockchain and AI. And as we saw earlier, these guys do a lot of Bitcoin mining. Hive Digital Technologies, previously Hive Blockchain, rebrands to emphasize its venture into AI while maintaining its strong foothold in crypto mining. The convergence of blockchain and AI is seen as the next big step in Web3 development, with companies like Hive leading the charge in this innovative fusion. In a recent revelation, Hive Digital Technologies, formerly known as Hive Blockchain, has signaled a significant shift in the tech industry. The company's decision to rebrand and drop blockchain from its name in July was a clear indication of its venture into the realm of artificial intelligence. This move is seen as part of a broader trend among crypto miners to diversify their operations beyond just digital currency mining, especially in the wake of fluctuating cryptocurrency prices. Yeah, everybody's got to eat. Hive Digital Technologies CEO Aidan Killitz and Chairman Frank Holmes, in a conversation with Cointelegraph, emphasized the company's continued commitment to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining, despite the name change. They believe that the future of Web3 development lies in the harmonious coexistence of blockchain and AI. Killich, I'm not sure, was quoted saying, "Blockchain and AI can certainly coexist. They're both pillars of Web3." I'm going to call him Killitz for now because that's the way I pronounce it in this region of the world. Further elaborated on the distinction between Web 2 and Web 3, suggesting that AI will play a pivotal role in enhancing the user experience of Web 3. He explained AI allows Web 3 to be more adaptive. In Web 2, you have all this metadata, but you lose your privacy because all of the big internet companies are secretly harvesting all this data for their profit. With blockchain, you have all this privacy and can own your own data. But without that metadata, how will you have a curated web experience? So that's where the AI comes in to make it more adaptive and intuitive. It all works together. The CEO also highlighted the potential roles of AI in the development of metaverses and DAOs. He believes that while Web3 is still in its infancy, the application of these technological pillars in innovative ways that gain widespread acceptance remains to be seen. I can't really disagree with that. It hasn't really picked up much, as much as it could, at least. Ethereum's lessons and Hive's strategic decisions. Hive Digital Technologies boasts the title of being the first ever publicly traded crypto mining company. It established its inaugural Bitcoin mining center in 2014 and went public in 2017. Holmes attributes a significant portion of the company's agility in adopting new technologies to the invaluable lessons learned from mining both Bitcoin and Ether. He mentioned our mining operations were really enhanced because of Ethereum mining. And when you're mining Ethereum, it's not like driving a Jeep, you're driving a Porsche, and it's a much more sensitive piece of machinery. You need two to-on workers that you have for an ASIC. Okay. These insights were instrumental in guiding the company on how best to pivot and ensure they had a comprehensive understanding of both product and technical aspects to leverage emerging technologies. Instead of solely investing in mining-centric chips, Hive's team made the strategic decision to procure chips that facilitated dual processing. This meant that the company could simultaneously mine and offer high-performance computing. Helms recalled their concerns about Ethereum's transition from proof of work to proof of stake. He said, "One of the things we were concerned about was Ethereum transitioning to proof of stake from proof of work. Initially, we thought it was going to take longer, but we said, okay, we're going to buy NVIDIA chips. And we made this decision about 18 months ago to go down the path of building out our high-performance center site along with it." Despite the company's foray into AI and high-performance computing, crypto mining remains a core focus for Hive Digital Technologies. Kilitz highlighted the company's achievements in this domain, stating, "Our Bitcoin per exahash per month is amongst the highest in the industry. At the moment, we're at 4 exahash, and we're currently targeting 6 exahash for Bitcoin mining by the end of December this year." He also provided insights into the company's operational breakdown, revealing that out of their 38,000-strong fleet of NVIDIA GPUs, 500 are dedicated to AI or HPC computing. The remaining 37,500 cards are engaged in proof-of-work mining, utilizing a profit-switching algorithm to mine the most profitable coin each day. Wow. Hive Technologies' strategic shift towards integrating AI with blockchain is a testament to the evolving landscape of the tech industry. As companies continue to explore the synergies between these two powerful technologies, the future of Web3 development looks promising. The fusion of blockchain security and transparency with AI's adaptability and intelligence is set to redefine the digital frontier, offering unprecedented opportunities and challenges alike. Interesting. So, AI camera catches hundreds in UK texting while driving. Is this for the police? The UK deploys AI cameras on roads trained by tech firm Ascensus to spot violations through clear images. AI camera checks for seatbelt and phone violations and flags offenders to deter risky behaviors on UK roads. UK success with AI camera prompts global interest and transforms road safety efforts and shapes responsible driving. That's fascinating. In a pioneering effort to enhance road safety, the UK has introduced an artificial intelligence camera system on a major highway, which has identified approximately 300 individuals engaging in texting while driving. This initiative is part of a wider strategy by law enforcement agencies to mitigate traffic accidents. Devon and Cornwall Police's road safety head, Adrian Lask, stressed that deploying this technology sends a clear message to potential traffic violators. Yeah, it's not safe to text while driving or to drive without a seatbelt. But it's even less safe to drive without a seatbelt if you're texting while driving, because your chance of an accident is higher and your chance of death in the accident is also higher. So you're doubling your risk of actually not making it out alive from your choice of sending a text at an inopportune time. China's property-driven economic crisis ensues, a possible Lemon moment. The potential for a significant financial event similar to the Lemon moment, remember when the Lehman Brothers crashed, in China has become more pronounced. China's property sector vulnerabilities have a global effect. China has been working on controlling the substantial borrowing of property developers through the 3 red lines. And yeah, that's a house of cards. That could crash anytime. Titan Global Capital Management faces SEC charges over cryptocurrency disclosures. Let's take a look at this. What's going on? Titan Global Capital Management faces allegations from the SEC over false statements related to cryptocurrency management. The charges are based on non-compliance with disclosure regulations between August 2021 and October 2022. Interesting. Just a second. Hi, Ajukviz. Nice to have you with us. Nice. Titan allegedly misrepresented their management of clients' cryptocurrency during the custody process. Titan Global Capital Management, a New York-based financial advisor, is facing serious allegations from the US SEC regarding false statements made to investors about their management of cryptocurrency holdings. The charges stem from accusations of non-compliance with disclosure regulations related to cryptocurrency holdings. The alleged incidents occurred between August 2021 and October 2022, prompting the SEC to file official charges against the firm. So let's see. In response, Titan Global Capital Management has reportedly chosen to settle the allegations by agreeing to a set of measures, including a cease and desist order, a formal reprimand, and a substantial payment exceeding $1 million. This payment encompasses a civil fine of $850,000, alongside accrued interest before judgment totaling more than $190,000. That is quite a lot of money to settle. They probably risked a lot more, though. Russian ruble is seeing mild gains below $94. Sorry, despite US dollars retreat. Okay, that doesn't actually make sense. It's 94 rubles per dollar is what that means. The Russian ruble USD per rub is seeing mild upward movement around the 93.80 mark. The ruble's inability to capitalize on the US dollar's decline reflects traders' concerns about potential economic challenges for the oil-rich nation. Let's see. Consequently, the Russian ruble is experiencing a second consecutive day of decline, reversing the gains observed last week. This shift can be attributed primarily to the unexpected interest rate increase by the Central Bank of the Russian Federation. Notably, the pair's relatively stronger performance indicates a higher uncertainty level in the ruble than the US dollar, which makes sense when you look at the global market, the growth rates and the like everything that we've been looking at over the last few weeks. This doesn't come as a surprise at all if you keep track of everything that's going on, which is why you should keep track of everything that's going on. Notably, the pair's relatively stronger performance indicates a higher uncertainty level in the ruble than the US dollar. The sentiment is particularly evident amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions involving Ukraine and a recent retreat in oil prices. Okay. So it went down to 100 rubles a dollar, up to 80 rubles a dollar, and now it's 94 rubles per dollar. Indian crypto exchange CoinDCX cuts 12% of jobs amid market challenges. As the prolonged bear market and the impact of tax deducted at source on domestic exchanges. Okay. The company has implemented several measures to adapt to the tough market conditions, including cost optimization and realignment of business priorities, and has provided a support package for the affected employees. XRP's U.S. adoption hindered by SEC lawsuit, claims pro-XRP lawyer John E. Deaton. That makes sense. Coinbase's debt buyback offer upgraded because of this. When sums were on... They changed their strategy. Coinbase had launched a substantial debt buyback program of $150 million earlier this month, showing an intent to regain its financial footing amidst a capricious market. However, the company's strategy hit a roadblock, encountering a lukewarm response from investors. With expectations set high, the return from this buyback scheme looked more like a trickle than a flood. Merely $50 million of bonds found their way back to Coinbase out of the ambitious target. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's look at the current price of cryptos right now. Let's see. Bitcoin is at $26,000. Whoa! Bitcoin just dropped under $26,000 in front of our eyes. It's at $25,993.10. Everything is in the red. Last hour, last 24 hours, last 7 days for Bitcoin. Last 7 days, 11.43% down. Last 24 hours, 0.24%, and last hour 0.30%. So yeah, that's a drop off a cliff. Ethereum at $1,654.82. It dropped in front of our eyes again, down 10.02% over the last 7 days, down 0.97% over the last 24 hours, down 0.6% over the last hour. BNB at $206.95. We said that there were going to be some form of financial things happening if it hits below 210.8, I believe, a few days ago. So it's definitely under 210.8. It's at 206.81, down 13.42% over the last 7 days, 1.42% over the last 24 hours, and down 1.34% in the last hour. XRP is down to a measly 51 cents 60 from its high of like 88 when the court case with the SEC was originally decided. The current crypto market has hurt a lot, as well as the disputory appeal by the SEC about the Ripple decision. So they're down 17.74% over the last 7 days, down 1.73% in the last 24 hours, down 0.75% in the last hour. Cardano's coin ADA is down to 25 cents, 0.75, down 10.64 points in the last 7 days, down 3.20 in the last 24 hours, down 1.06 in the last hour. Dogecoin is at 6 cents 27. Solana's Sol is at $20.87. Tron's TRX is at 7 cents. Polkadot is at $4.40. Matic on Polygon is at 53 cents. Down 20.5% in the last 7 days, down 5% just yesterday. It's a general crash right now. Let's look at this, like who's been doing the worst in the last 24 hours. Actually, who's been doing the best? Let's start with that. AKT on a cash network, 5.91% up in the last 24 hours, 29.5% up in the last 7 days. Very small market cap compared to many. Almost as big as SWI. But volume is only 5,900,000 in the last 24 hours. So that's kind of a niche thing. Ton on Toncoin, it's $1.37, but up 2.62% in the last 24 hours. So anybody been doing well in the last 7 days? So AKT, Rune up 7.44% in the last 7 days to $1.63, down almost 2% in the last 24 hours, and down 2.51% in the last hour. Optimism up 3.08% in the last 7 days. It's at $1.55, but it's down 0.75% in the last hour. And who's doing really bad in the last 24 hours? CRV is hit again, down 6.13%. Matic, and CRV is at 45 cents 15. Matic is at 53.57, down 5.13% for them. HBAR is down 4.98% in the last 24 hours to 6 cents. Injective is at $7.19 for the INJ token, 4.35% down in the last 24 hours. And Phantom's FTM is down 4.18% as well. So that's all I have for you guys for today. The Fear and Greed Index is at 34 on CoinMarketCap, which is clearly in the fear. Last time we looked, it was 37. The day before that, it was like 50, 47 or something like that. So it's steadily going towards the red right now. Hopefully it'll jump back up. Have a great day. Hopefully you guys don't lose too much money today or tomorrow and things improve. All right. Don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications when we go live, even if we're a bit late for technical reasons like I was today. And yes, we'll try to have some more people on, probably more often on Fridays, and have some gaming or pretty relaxed moments during the weekends. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. Bye.